I'm using my budget mic again. Welcome to another reading vlog. I've been scrolling through my Instagram recently and I've noticed that this one book series keeps popping up. And it's the Ice Planet Barbarians series. Like literally, I just keep seeing it everywhere. And I am intrigued. So I put up a little poll thing on Instagram and asked if I should do a reading vlog of it. And sort of overwhelmingly, the answer was yes. One person so far, at time of recording this, said no, and it was my friend April who has read it, and she says, do not read this. It will destroy your life. And I'm still trying to figure out if that's a good destroy or bad destroy. But regardless, irregardless, however, but we're going to do this. It is so far, I think, okay out today. My Hoopla has like all of these, or what appears to be all of them, on audiobook. So I'm going to try to go for a walk today and listen to most of this on my walk, because the first one's just under 6 hours. So I should be able to get through like a decent chunk on my walk. But before we go do that, let me read to you the summary of this, because I don't even know what it's about other than alien sex. Oh God, okay, I'm already, sorry. I pulled up the Goodreads and we have, you'd think being abducted by aliens would be the worst thing that could happen to me. And you'd be wrong, because now the aliens are having ship trouble and they've left their cargo of human women, including me, on an ice planet. The only native inhabitant I've met, he's big, horned, blue, and really, really has a thing for me. I am hoping that this is horrible in the best way possible, but we're gonna see. As always, when I do these, I read really bad romance novels, so you don't have to. Videos, content warning, there's going to probably be mature content that gets discussed. So if you don't want to hear any of that, just click off. There's other videos, watch that. Also, there will be spoilers. So the idea is that I read it, I tell you everything you need to know so that you don't have to ever read this. If you've also been curious for some strange reason because you've seen it all over Instagram, yeah, that's the gist. So click off if you don't want mature content. I have heard trigger warnings for this include non-consensual sex. So if you don't want to hear about that, click off. Giving you all the warnings here. Otherwise, stick around. I have a feeling this is going to be a good time. I hope this is going to be a good time. Anyway, I'm going to get myself ready to go for a walk. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's looking a little questionable. Looking out the window here, but fingers crossed. And wish me luck. Also, do me love my budget mic. I love my budget mic. I'm sitting here trying to figure out if that looks like rain or if that's just clouds. I'll find out if I get rained on, I guess. Let's see how many people I can offend with my read queer romance shirt. I hope I bother lots of people. Sorry, I live in a really Republican part of the county. But, yeah. Thanks, Oh Lovely Box. Not that you sent this to me, but I bought it from you. But thank you for making it so that I could buy it. Love it. Let's go for our walk. 5 seconds in, but like, wait, they vacuum out babies? She's been abducted by aliens, and they vacuum out babies. I hope you like my fancy filters. What the fuck is this book that I'm reading? It's been 2 minutes. What am I reading? Halfway through. Why do I like this so much? I'm gonna walk towards the zipper. Right now it looks like it's gonna be about a 6-mile walk. It might be 7. Because I just need to finish this. We will discuss what I'm Okay, I'm home. Not home. I'm back at the car. Let's see. We walked like 6.6 miles. Oh, it's getting hot. And we finished the book, and we will discuss it when I get home. I just kept taking notes in my notes app because I didn't want to keep stopping the book. I just wanted to listen to it. And why do I like this? Guys, I think I have a new obsession. We'll discuss when I get home. We're back. And I have notes. So many notes. So, I don't even know where to begin. First, I absolutely loved this. In like the I'm not guilty, guilty as pleasure kind of way. I absolutely loved this. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Is it even that smutty? No. It was funny and entertaining and like perfect for a walk, and the little romance was kind of nice. There are some trigger warnings, but they're mostly like front loaded in the book. There are some questionable issues with consent or lack thereof, like really front loaded in the beginning of the book, and then it kind of gets better. Like it's more mutual as time goes on. But there's definitely like a little like potential Stockholm syndrome happening in the beginning. But you know, it's just the mating bond, but whatever. Let's just start. I don't even know how to summarize this. Basically, we start with our main character, Georgie. She like goes to bed and gets abducted by aliens, right? These aliens she describes as having basketball heads, not because they're like shaped like basketballs because they have the texture of a basketball. It's very specific. And they, in the hull of their ship is only women. Like they just steal women in the night. And I found it really interesting because like all of these women are essentially like wearing pajamas. So like, is the way to avoid getting abducted by an alien to be sold into essentially like a sex trafficking sort of thing, to sleep naked? Is that I feel like that's the trick, is you just need to not wear pajamas to bed and then aliens won't steal you. I don't know if that's true though. That's what I've gathered so far from my research. So Georgie gets there and she gets sort of like, she wakes up in this spaceship, and we can ignore Hemi barking downstairs. And she is indoctrinated into what is happening by one of her fellow inmates. There we go. And they just keep telling her, don't scream. She's like, okay, why can't I scream? And then they find out why they can't scream, because apparently if you scream, the aliens will just sexually assault you, one right after another. So that's terrifying. So anyway, they like try to devise a way to like take over the ship. That fails because they basically just get like ejected in a pod onto a random planet. Why are they barking so much? We're gonna ignore them. So they get like, their little pod gets ejected onto like some random planet because for some reason the aliens have to like abandon some cargo. I guess they're having some like fuel issues or something. Whatever. One of the girls has like a translator stapled in, those are the words, stapled into her ear, so she understands everything the aliens are saying, but nobody else does. And the aliens like chirp like birds or something. It's weird. But this is what I found most amusing, is that they land on this like snowy planet, right? Like the pod goes, there's like a break in the hull and they can see the snowy planet. And they keep going, well, maybe we landed in Canada. Yes, ladies, because you were just in space and now you're in Canada. Why are my dogs... I'll be back. I feel like he's just going to keep barking. Where were we? Yes. So no, they didn't land in Canada. They land on this ice planet, but it's more of a snow planet. I don't know why it's called an ice planet. Anyway, land on ice planet, and they're trying to figure out what to do. They realize that like some people died on the way, but like at least they're free of their alien captors, right? There was one alien that was going with them. They killed him. They decide that Georgie is going to go scout out and see if she can find help. She strips the alien of his clothes and she goes out into the foreign land to try to find assistance. And what does she find but a big blue eggplant? So she eventually gets trapped in like a hunter's trap, and there's this like big furry creature coming towards her, and next thing she knows, she's passed out. She wakes up and the big furry horned creature is licking her special place. And she doesn't hate it. She at first she's a little bit like, oh, this is alarming. And then she's kind of like, well, this is the worst thing that happens to me today. It's very strange. Basically, they kind of like, he ends up taking care of her. It's very Clan of the Cave Bear. Whatever. They start to bond. He gets her warm. You go to his perspective. He's like, oh my God, my mate. I'm resonating with my mate. Apparently he vibrates. It's a whole thing. So this man, Vexel, is 7 feet tall, fanged, horned, has a tail, has 4 fingers. He's blue. He purrs. That's the resonating. He's 3-toed, and he has a ribbed for your pleasure eggplant. All right. Oh, and his tongue is sort of ridged. So, yeah, he's kind of like a walking, talking, blue horned sex god in the snow. But he takes care of her, and she eventually convinces him. He's trying to take her back down the mountain to go home, and she's trying to get him to go back up the mountain to help the girls that can't talk, yada yada. Like, they have sex, and apparently his member is like a rabbit vibrator. And if you know what that is, that's what she equates it to. There's just some like choice quotes. Let me read you a few. Come to me, my mate. I will fill all your needs. Okay, dude. And then he says she's enthusiastic in the furs because they like sleep in furs everywhere. I feel like I dare somebody to say that to somebody. Just, you're enthusiastic in the furs. Like, totally out of context. Love do. I'll let your mind fill in what that is. It's ridiculous. Anyway, he eventually finds like a dead girl in the snow. He realizes they're the same kind of species. And he's like, what's happening? And she eventually gets him. Then like 10 seconds later, they find the rest of the girls. So because she gets a snowball in the face. This is all very confusing, but she gets a snowball in the face. She finds the rest of the girls. They're still in the spaceship, but they're not doing so great. They're getting sick. And the girl with the stapled-in translator can kind of translate, at least tell Georgie what the barbarian big blue guy is saying. So she learns that she's mated, which she's just like, what? Anywho, they're very affectionate. She very much enjoys him. They have a lot of rumpy-pumpy. Anyway, so then he realizes that he can help find more mates for the many men in his tribe who do not have women because they only have like 4 women by bringing back these human girls. Yay! They're still being sex trafficked. Anyway, but by their choice now? Anywho. Or out of desperation? I'm telling you, there's a lot of questionable stuff here. So anyway, so they go down the mountain to go get people, and she finds out that the only way they end up in this spaceship thing that they think is like, he thinks is an ice cave, but it's actually a spaceship. It's a spaceship that his species came here on like 200 and something years ago. And the only reason why his species survives is because he has this symbiotic relationship with some sort of like worm-like parasite. And if Georgie doesn't get this worm-like parasite, she's going to die. She only has like 8 days to live. She's already been there like a few days. So she can't survive on this planet. So she has to choose between her big blue sex god and going home, even though like, I don't know how they were going to get home. Like, does she think she can man the spaceship? Like, I don't understand why she thinks she's going home. There's no going home, honey. Anyway, so they make it to the town. The spaceship gives her the power to be able to communicate with him. So now they can talk. Suddenly now everybody can have full-on conversations, because you can't have an entire book where your two characters can't talk to each other. And they convince people to come back to the tribe, and Georgie finds out she's pregnant. And now Georgie's like, I don't know what I want to do. Well, before she finds out she's pregnant, she's like, I don't know if I want to get the worm. And she's like, I'm not getting the worm unless I'm like, I'm only getting it on my own. I'm either going home or I'm getting this worm, and you can't make me. And then she finds out she's pregnant, and she's like, well, shit, I guess I gotta get the worm now, right? So, whatever. She goes back with all these people. They find the girls. They rescue the girls. She convinces all the girls that they should all get the worms because they have better chances of survival here than anywhere else. They all go kill this thing that's filled with these worms, get these worms, and I guess they live happily ever after. That's essentially the book. And I loved it for some strange reason. I'm questioning my own sanity now. And I'm assuming now the other 11 books follow all the other girls and their mates. And I kind of need to know what happens. I have to read book 2 now. Why did I say yes to this? I had other books I was going to read. I read actual literature, for Christ's sakes. And I'm like, no, I want to be on the ice planet with the big blue alien eggplants. Why do I suddenly like alien sex? I'm literally questioning all of my life decisions right now. I just love that Georgie and these girls save the tribe. Like, way to put a fun, heroic kind of spin on kidnapping, essentially sex trafficking, and abuse. I will say that our barbarians were really nice. I don't like that they call them barbarians, but they were all very nice. It's the other aliens that were bad. But it's weird to me that they're kidnapped to go be sex slaves, and then they decide, I guess it's because they have agency over this decision, they're deciding that for their own survival and because that one blue guy wasn't so bad, it's okay
for all the other ones to accept a parasite and stay with these people and potentially end up mated to another species. I'm going to try not to break this down too much because I'm suddenly going to talk myself out of the fun ride that's going to be going through these books. Anyway, that's all I've got. That was a fun couple hours. That was a good walk. That was enjoyable. I'm glad I did this. If you guys want me to keep going and show it to you guys, or if you want me to just sum it all up when I'm done, let me know down below. If you have other books you'd like me to read or series you would like me to read, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you've made it this far, leave down below in the comments, Blue Boy, and I will hop on and say hello. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. There's also a Ko-fi link down below if you feel like supporting the channel that way, helping me to get new equipment and just pay for different hosting fees, etc. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant